right, here we are. We're just pulling in Rosati Specialties. We're all going to be in for a treat today because these guys aren't good at finishing. These guys are the best at finishing, and they have the best equipment, fully automated lines. So this is going to be a really good example of finding ways to increase throughput on a line that most people would just assume there's no possible way to go any faster. So let's find out. There she is, about 500 feet of finishing automation. So I've really sped this up to give you the idea, but basically it goes through a series of sanders, sealer coaters, UV lights, and then repeats the process through another sander, quality inspector, and then the top coat, some more UV lights, and it comes out the end, done, ready to stack. Unbelievable. So when it comes to automated processes, I find the easiest thing to do is just stand at the end of the line. So I just stood here and watched for an entire day. All I was watching for was when panels stop coming out of there, why? And it's amazing when you stand still for long enough what you see. So what I did was I just simply got my notepad out and I kept track of every minute of every day and whether the machine was running, and if it wasn't running, why wasn't it running? And we tracked literally every minute all day. And what we ended up discovering was even in this fully automated process, there was almost 50% of the time with no parts coming out of the end of the machine. It ran for 111 minutes, but was stopped for 132. And upon investigation, look what we found. Now, as you watch the video, you're going to find it's really easy to pick on people and say, oh, wow, that was so obvious and so easy. But it actually isn't. We have a whole team of people doing their very best to make sure that this line is fed. The catch was the line runs so fast, it will go through the stack in front of it right now, literally in 5 minutes. So the changeover time at the beginning of the line was almost killing them at every turn. Every 5 minutes, they had to stop and switch the skid. So it looks obvious now, but it sure wasn't obvious while this thing was in action. And there's Mr. Rosati himself, Don Rosati. What an awesome guy. I'm so lucky to have amazing friends and customers like this. This is us after a 5K run. And then we delved into the good stuff. Most of all the good plans happened at the kitchen table after work. We did some sketches, then we hit the shop the next day, digging for parts. We dug through the boneyard. Every factory has one. You're looking for all that stuff, so we use our head, not our wallet. We got some rollers. So we needed 4 8-foot strips of rollers to make the improvement that we wanted to make. So we went out to the boneyard and we found that, which was awesome. We got 2 of them. So then we kept searching around the building, and then the only other thing we could come up with was that. Not so awesome, but we're gonna make it work. Oh, look what I found. A welder. Now we're in business. So what we really needed was some frames like this to hold these roller guides, whatever they are, apart, and we didn't have any. So instead of using our wallet, we used our brain. We just fabricated our own little metal bracket like that and welded it in place, and now we have a perfectly functional set of rollers. Use your head, not your wallet. Well, we're getting there. We got all our pieces. Time to start doing some surgery. There it is. Ready to go install on the line. I'm here with Tony. This is the guy right here to help me with my welds. Big time. It was awesome. Thanks, Tony.
You're welcome.
So what we created was just a simple Kanban on rollers for the staging of the material. So now the operators have enough time to load the rollers while the machine is running with what's next. Anyone who knows me, you know I'm always asking, what's next, what's next? And with the rollers already loaded, it gives the operator the ability to move the material to where he needs it without the use of a forklift operator. So as we watch the operator stage the material here, I want everybody to know this is his first run through. We didn't even show him how to do it. We just said, Milton, go for it. And so you can only imagine we're just going to get better at this process, better at switching, better at preparing. And we went from a 3-minute changeover to about 46 seconds. So, you know, I'm not a math guy, but that sounds like a win. When they're really getting the hang of it now, they've got one stage, one ready to go. Rock and roll. So before we close out this video, what I wanted to do is just start to emphasize that Kaizen at the beginning of the line, that is really going to serve to help us see other opportunities for improvement on the line. For example, now that we're loading it twice as fast, we may run into some issues unloading it now and have to go to the end of the line and start to address that. There's also paperwork that has to happen between the orders. We may find out that that paperwork process needs to be improved because loading the line is now faster than that. Or the touch-up guy needs to switch out his colors. So there's all kinds of things. And when you do a Kaizen and you make an improvement that you know is going to be right, and then another problem pops up, don't go back and go, well, you see, you know, that didn't work. That did its job. It exposed something else for you to fix. So remember, those 8 deadly wastes are never going to give up on you, so don't give up on them.